the Pure Vessel whenever possible when it does that knife attack. Okay, we're almost done, so that the circle attack it only does when it gets down to 66% health, and that, like, tendril attack it only does when it gets down to 33%. So we're actually almost done. I just have a tendency to choke at the very end, so I'm gonna try and not do that. Oh no, it's happening. I ended up winning against the Pure Vessel, eventually, and with it conquering the Pantheon of the Night. But even though I've surged past every roadblock so far, I still wasn't ready for the monster awaiting me in the final challenge. Hello everyone, my name is AltaraGuy, and welcome back to Hollow Knight, Part 14. In the last episode, we made it to Godhome, and we completed the first 3 Pantheons, and we also completed all of the bindings of the first Pantheon. So in this episode, I am going to start off by completing the 4th Pantheon, and then I will work on getting the bindings for the other 2, just so I can unlock at least the first tier of Lifeblood masks, because we're going to need them for the last Pantheon. And then I will give the last one a go, because that's going to take quite some time. So that's going to probably be the majority of the episode, but let's get started with this one. Ow. And I do want to apologize for, cutting the last episode short. Unfortunately, my recording software, this is just a warm-up apparently, but unfortunately my recording software has a tendency to suffer a little bit when I record for extended periods of time. And so because the raw footage of last episode was over 4 hours long, my recording software did not do so well. So you missed out on the Pure Vessel fight, but I ended up losing anyway, so you know, you didn't miss that much, all things considered. Oh, okay. Ow. Okay, we're just gonna heal up now. Just one mask will do. Okay. I felt one of my keys jammed there, so I thought I was... Okay, well, I thought I was screwed there for a second, but... Easy there. No, don't. Ow, please. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, please don't. Okay, we can heal up now. Ow. I should have Shadow Dashed through that. That was silly. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well... We died in the exact same spot in the first attempt in this one as we did in the first attempt in the last one. So I will cut ahead to that boss fight again, and we will not be as terrible. On my cooling pad, because otherwise my computer is gonna straight up freaking die. Oh, crap! Well, that was better. It was better. Alright. Let's try this again, shall we? Ow. Oh, come on now. Please don't. Let's just heal. No. Ow. Okay. Hey! Stop it. Let's heal up now. All the way this time. Don't. Oh, I thought I was good, but I was not. Because I suck. I am suck. Come on now. I finished that heal in time. I should have been able to finish, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay. Woo. Oh, come on now. Alright, we can heal up twice here. Ow, and then I'll just walk right into the infected balloon, because that's just exactly so much like what I would do. Ooh, okay. I am awful. Alright, there we go. Now we're talking. Now, I've made a bit of a goof because I have not practiced the pure vessel fight at all since the end of the last episode. So there's a pretty good chance that I'm just gonna get owned again. And that would be very unfortunate. So I may need to get a little bit of practice in for the pure vessel fight, because we are just going to get straight up owned if I attempt that again. Whoop. Alright. Bam. Let's just keep in trying to stay mobile. That was a very close dodge. I don't honestly know how I didn't get hit there. I've also unequipped the Grimm Child for the whole thing, because I won't be able to unequip it for the Troop Master Grimm fight. So, unless that was the last Pantheon and I just never put it back on, which is totally possible, just for the record. Traitor Lord! No! Please don't. Ow! That really hurt. Nope. Nope. Okay, I need to back off. Please, stop doing that. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Okay, we can dash through that, and we'll heal him now. Whoa, easy there, buddy. Whoa, easy there! No. Man, it's crazy when you do this fight like you're supposed to, instead of just going full aggression, you take a lot less damage. Who would have thought? Alright. Next up, I think, is Grimm. No, it's the Pale Defender, or White Defender. I guess maybe I could have equipped the Grimm Child. I don't know why I didn't. Because I'm kind of stupid, that's possible. I would believe that as the answer. Whoops! Yeah, case in point. No. Uh-oh. Okay, that's fine. We'll just do this for some damage, and the iframes as well. Get that out of here. Dash through that. I think you can just double jump over it, but it's safe, or I fully expected to get hit there. I'm a little surprised that I didn't. Yeah, there it is. Come on now. How much health do you have, big guy? Just gonna do that when he comes out of the ground, just to get some extra damage in. I think that's the move. So we'll dash away, and then we'll heal. Oh! I think I may have just burned a little bit of extra soul that I didn't need to, because I tried to stick a third heal, and I had to end it early. Whoa! Easy there. Easy there. Come on. Not a lot of damage from that one. I think it only hit twice, but it worked out okay, because we got the win. Kabam! Alright. So let me just re-equip the Grimm Child. Why not? A little bit of extra damage. Especially against the Pure Vessel, when I'm going to need to be focused a lot more on avoiding attacks, because I have never... well... I have only done this fight while commentating once, and that was something you'll never see. So, for all intents and purposes, this is my first go at that. So, for the failed champion, we're going to pretty much just use the same strategy as, whoops, the False Knight, which is to just rush it and... okay. Woo! Hee-hee! Ow! Oh my god, I am suck. Okay, it's fine, because we got a whole bunch of healing up. We can use that as a little bit of extra... oh, really? Oh, come on now, I definitely thought that should have hit, but whatever, it's fine. Ow. Let's heal up. Use the Dream Nail on you once, because I don't think I have enough time for it otherwise. We'll try and hit some more barrels at you. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna take damage there, but it's fine, because enough barrels got smacked over there that it worked out. Honestly, I think the Grimm Child will just kill you, but I could potentially just get a little bit more soul by smacking your corpse, which is a-okay with me. Potentially I can get another one, maybe? Looks like I could. Alright, sick. Next up is Markoth, which can be a bit of a mixed bag sometimes. Ow. We'll see if he wants to play nice this time around. Doesn't look like it. Ow. Whoa, easy there. Nope. Nope. Please stop. Okay, I'll just take this opportunity to heal, because I've only got the 2. Ow! Ow! Asshole, get out of here. No. Stop it. Okay. Oh, really? Oh, really? There's no way I'm about to lose to this guy. Oh, come on. How did that attack not land? Okay, big damage there. Now the nails are going to show up faster. I'm just going to try and get as much damage as I can while he's down low. Come on, do your spin attack already. Well, that's not quite what I was hoping for, but it is what it is, I guess. Got a little bit more soul. Enough for basically a desperation cast, if that's something I... Oh, really? That's something I really need. Nope. 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 I saw that. There we go. Okay, sick. Going into the Soul Tyrant with 4 masks is not my... Oh, Watcher Knight. Okay. That is much better. Whoa there. Nope, please don't. Please do not. Okay. There we go. Didn't take any damage from that, which is perfect, because it means that I'm going to be in a much better position for this next time. Also, for those of you that remember, because I left Zote to die in Green Path near the, near the entrance to the Howling Cliffs up there, there is a boss called Grey Prince Zote who normally appears in this Pantheon, but because Zote is dead, he does not appear in this Pantheon, which makes it ever so slightly easier, because Grey Prince Zote can be very easy. He also can be one of the most annoying bosses in the game, because I'm pretty sure that he has the largest moveset of any boss in the game, except maybe the final boss, which makes him extremely unpredictable and very annoying to fight against. Because while most of his moves have a set pattern, there's not an obvious pattern as to when he's going to use one move over another one, and some of his moves look very similar, so it can be hard to tell which move is which. I'm pretty sure if he was alive, you would fight him between the Watcher Knight and the Soul Tyrant during this Pantheon, and he will also be absent from the final Pantheon, in which you fight all of the bosses that you've encountered in the game. If you guys do want to see me fight him, I can. It's not a particularly hard boss fight, although I may veto it if you want to see me do the Pantheon of Hallownest with him alive, because it's like it's 40 minutes per attempt generally, which means that it's going to be a fairly substantial time investment, and if I do end up doing that, it's going to be several days between the release of the final episode and the release of that episode, as in, like, me doing the Pantheon of Hallownest on this save, versus the Pantheon of Hallownest on the other save, which is where I saved Grey Zoe and then have to fight Grey Prince Zoe as boss. So, up to you guys. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. But just know if you do, if you want to see it by itself, I don't have a problem with that. But if you want to see him in a Pantheon like this one or the Pantheon of Hallownest, it's going to be probably its own video, and there's going to be it's going to take some time for me to actually get to that point. So just be aware. Those are the logistics of how this is going to work. If you guys do want to see that boss fight. I've pretty much commentated over, or I've pretty much just rambled on about that for the entirety of this boss because I've practiced it so much that for the most part I can actually do this one without focusing too hard on it because I've spent so long on this one boss fight. You have no idea. Okay. Show reverence, O meager one. Show fear. Thou approacheth a great and terrible god. Sorry, I was taking a sip of water. Gotta stay hydrated. Though its worldly body be bound and defiled, the glory of its pure form endures. Ruler of this pantheon, its endless power shall attune us to the one greater still, a god of gods. Meager one, dost thou imagine thyself the equal of this god? Dost thou imagine thyself made in its image? Thou assume a similar shape, and the deep echo within thee seems familiar. Ah, what thoughts are these, thou so blasphemies in our mind, wretch? Begone! We pray that the god of nothingness silence thee forever. O bound one, thy silence nearly deafens us. Foolishly we feared thee, yet only by thine providence shall we find the one we seek, the god sleeping within. So there's a little hint as to what horrors await us after this pantheon. Alright. So the pure vessel. Look familiar? It's the Hollow Knight, without the weaknesses of the infection. And it's way harder. So, most of his attacks are going to be fairly similar to the pure vessel's attacks. Okay, I definitely dashed through that. Anyway, most of its attacks are going to be similar to that of the Hollow Knight that we fought in the Temple of the Black Egg. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do this fight a couple of times just to show you all, or just to get some practice in. There are 3 that we haven't unlocked in here yet, which is interesting. Oh, yes. Okay, I know which 3 they are. And they are exclusive to, the last challenge. That's what it is. So if you can see under Nail Sage Sly and above Grimm, there is the Pure Vessel. So I'm going to go, and in here is basically an area in which you can fight whatever boss you want. So like here, we have a statue for the Soul Warrior, statue for the Soul Master, and so on and so forth. And I'll just Crystal Dash on down, and they'll basically all materialize and trigger one after another. And then in there is the statue for the final boss. So this is the, we can challenge the Pure Vessel just by itself in here. And I'll show the first attempt, and then when I win, because this fight can take quite a while, and then when I win, I'll go back to the Pantheon of the Night, and I will give it another try. So, man, alright, I am just the worst, as it turns out! Okay. Ah, it was an accident. Alright, so clearly I am rusty, and I don't remember most of its attacks, so practice begins now. Oh, this was, yeah, that was a bad decision. Okay, I'll take it. Oh, Grimchild, you are going to make this fight so much worse than it needs to be. I just realized why. This is not good! risky, but it worked out. Oh, this is... yeah. Heal twice. Once again, I have to basically do this without getting hit a single time. Ah, damn it. Ooh! Didn't realize we were there already. Oh, I see. Whoops! That was spectacularly bad timing. I'm pretty sure I dodged there, but it doesn't really matter because I think I would have hit a spike anyway. Whoa. Okay, that was extremely lucky. Oh dear. Well, we're here already, huh? Shit. Ooh, I definitely dashed there, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, I was too early on that one, clearly. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. How? What? That didn't make any sense. I'm not objecting to the fact that I got hit there. I'm just objecting to when I got hit. Risk and it paid off. I don't like either of those. Because I was spamming the down. Okay, that one I'm fine. But like, I was spamming the down slash, so I really shouldn't have gotten hit there. I should have just bounced off the attack. Thought I was farther away than that. I'm gonna heal twice, because, yeah. 4 masks or 3, I'm still gonna die. Oh, hello. We're here already, okay. That was... wow, really? You had to spawn in the one place that I couldn't freaking do anything about it? Oh, this is different. That was extremely lucky, holy crap. Hey, there we go, alright. You want to talk about lucky? So is that one of the ones that I haven't gotten yet in the journal? Or... no. No, it is not. Okay. So what are the 2 ones that I'm missing from the journal, then? I don't know. I'll have to look through that and see. But I'll do that in the last episode. Probably. Okay, so now that I've beaten it, I have a better grasp on the attacks. So we're gonna give it another try at the Pantheon. And I'm just gonna cut to basically each failure until I actually get to the Pure Vessel and succeed. And, oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Come on. Come on. No! Oh, I didn't know it would stagger there. Oh, that's awful. Oh, whoa, we're here already. Holy crap. Okay, so the Pure Vessel only does that attack when it gets to 33% health. I've never seen it do that twice in a row. Okay. Try it again. Let's try this again. Alright, sure. If you want to keep your distance, I'm not going to say no to that. Ow. Oh, that's some bull right there is what that is. Alright, so we only got hit twice, thankfully. I took a bit of a gamble there. Generally, you can only safely heal twice during the night or the Pure Vessel stagger because oh boy, because it gets up so quickly. Whew. But I took a gamble that I could heal 3 times and it paid off. For this one, for that attack, you may want to do just a short short jump, because as you can see, those little towers get thinner towards the top. Like I said, you want to dash towards the Pure Vessel whenever possible when it does that knife attack. Okay, we're almost done, so that the circle attack it only does when it gets down to 66% health, and that, like, tendril attack it only, whoops, does when it gets down to 33%. So we're actually almost done. I just have a tendency to choke at the very end, so I'm gonna try and not do that. Oh no, what's happening? Please. Alright, I'm gonna just heal twice, because I want to be very safe. Yes! Thank you! Practice. Oh my god. Finally. Oh, whoa, what the heck? Hey, it's the Hollow Knight, and all the other vessels. Oh dear. There's a spoiler for the 5th Pantheon. Well, spoiler, tip, whatever you want to say. Introduction to, if you will. Oh my goodness. So the thing is, it only took me 4 times of actually getting to the Hollow Knight or the Pale Vessel for me to win. The Pure Vessel, whatever. The problem is I wasn't taking it super seriously, and so I kept screwing up the earlier parts of the Pantheon. Alright, so now we've gotten all 4 things over here, which unlocks this. And if you smack it, it unlocks the upper part there. And for those of you who are curious, this only unlocks when you get to, or when you get the Void Heart, which is this. So in order to unlock this, you have to get the King Soul, and you have to go into the birthplace and learn about the lore of the Knight, which is who we're playing as. And also the Hollow Knight. So now this area is up here. That's a secret area. And that'll break. And so now we ascend, and we do the Pantheon of Hallownest. So like I said, I will do 1 attempt at this. We'll get as far as I get. And then I will dedicate all of the next episode to just beating this attempt. So the thing about the Pantheon of Hallownest is that in that one room, I don't know why I just focused. I didn't take any damage. Ow. Well, I did there. And there. In the room that I showed you guys where you can practice the other boss fights, you may have mentioned that there's an attuned and then an ascended difficulty setting. So the ascended version of each boss has more health does double damage, and in some cases changes the arena that you can use to fight them. So obviously you can see here that the Vengefly King spawned 2, and the arena that we are fighting it in is much shorter. At least I think it's shorter. I could be wrong about that, but I'm fairly certain that it's shorter than the one that was present in the Pantheon of the Master. So, and that'll be true for quite a few boss fights, and I'll try and point them out when we come across them, because this attempt is going to be a pretty long attempt, and I don't know that I can drone on for 40 minutes. So you'll notice that this one, the Gru's mother, has spikes, and it has like these 3 platforms now instead of a solid floor, which makes this a little bit annoying, but in all fairness, just a simple dash across the platform here will allow you to, or a simple dash will just allow you to go from platform to platform. And if you're not pressing a directional input, it's pretty safe every single time. Next is the False Knight. This one doesn't have any difference. It's the same as before. And I'm going to use the same strategy as before of just spamming attacks as much as possible. Ow. And using the Dream Nail when it's staggered. I also didn't clock this the first couple of times that I fought the False Knight, but I'm fairly certain that the armor that it's wearing is the Dung Defender's armor. And the journal entry for the White Defender says that the Dung Defender's name is Ogrim, which means that Ogrim and Yzma from Yzma's Grove, how he was defending that area, and we got Yzma's Tear. And when we Dream Nailed Yzma's corpse, it said, Ogrim, there's not time. So Ogrim is the Dung Defender. But anyway, I digress. So I feel like the False Knight is wearing Ogrim's, the Dung Defender's armor. But I could be wrong. I don't know. The only reason I say that is because they have similar like body shapes, and I can put like an image of them. Like I'll do. So the thing is, after each couple of boss fights. Oh, hello. Mischief beyond mischief, we cannot escape thee, even in this highest, most distant of pantheons. O wielder of nail, O eater of soul, are thee a messenger of the gods, or something stranger? We will not defy thee. Continue thy combat. We shall be listening closely. Oh wait, let me Dream Nail you. O gods of Hallownest, show us your might. We shall attune ourselves to thee and ascend ever higher. Yes, you get a break every 5 or so bosses. So as you can see with Gorb, gaps in the platform again, it's not a solid floor, which is fine, because for the most part, Gorb stays in relatively straightforward areas. And you might be wondering why I'm not using the Grimm Child, because I forgot to equip it, and that's really the only reason. To be honest, the difference that the long nail charm makes is fairly minuscule. I mean, it's okay. That's not true. It's negligible is the word I was going for, because it's, I believe, just 10%. And for most of these bosses where they're extremely easy and I don't have to take them that seriously, I don't have to worry about the slight increase in range. Now, for later bosses, I will simply equip Long Nail because it's what I'm used to, and also because there aren't many great other charms that I would want. Except maybe for Soul Catcher. that might be one that I would want to equip, because it means that I can be a little bit, it will be a little bit more forgiving for me to take damage, because I'll simply get more soul from doing damage. But for harder bosses, I don't want the Grimm Child, because as I learned during the practice for the Pure Vessel, if the Grimm Child attacks a staggered boss, they will break out of the stagger, which can be a bit of an issue for more difficult bosses, considering that I need that time to heal, and so if they get prematurely broken out of the stagger, it means that there's a substantial chance... Oh, Tiso! We fight Tiso. Not. Sorry. I appreciate the little fake out that the game does there. I don't know if you ever actually do get to fight Tiso. I don't think you do. So this, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the difference here is that there's not a raised platform in the middle. And the arena is, I think, a little bit smaller. But when we fought this Birding Moloch in the first time, there was like a slightly raised platform here in the middle that you would stand on. Kind of a minuscule change that doesn't really affect the boss fight that much. Alright, next up we've got Nailmaster Oro, and then we will get Oro and Mato later. But this boss fight, fairly simple, fairly straightforward. The only thing that I'm really doing that you might notice is I'm using the Descending Dark when Oro is going to use the Dash Slash. Whoa, whoa, easy there. Because that spell gives me iframes and it allows me to damage him in a safe way, as opposed to just like nail bouncing, which has the potential to be mistimed or be punished or something like that. So as before, you don't want to have the bosses on either side of you. You want to keep them on one side at all times. Alright, so he's about to use the Dash Slash, so I'll use Descending Dark again. Technically, you don't need to jump for it, but the actual hit of you doing the dive does damage, so I generally will jump. Oh, Dash Slash. I generally will jump just to make sure that I get at least the one, or the hit from that, and then the hit from the shadow, whereas doing it like this means that I don't get, I would have gotten 3 hits instead of just 2. So we've won here, we'll bow because we are respectful, and then we'll get our first hot spring. Now, if I had completed enough of the bindings to open that door down below that I mentioned, that I showed in the last episode, there would be an area that would unlock over here that would contain a lifeblood cocoon that I could bash open and get a couple of lifeblood masks. Unfortunately, I don't have that advantage right now, but considering the amount of effort that it takes, I may not go for it. I don't honestly know at the moment. Anyway, in this boss fight, once again, not a solid floor. There are gaps in between the various platforms. Also, if you're far enough away, Zero's nails will actually go right over your head if you focus, because the ducking part of the animation actually does slightly lower your hitbox, which means that the nail will go just barely over your head. So a little pro tip there that I discovered while getting extremely lucky, to be honest. So yeah, this fight is pretty similar to the one that we did last time. The real only difference there is, of course, the gaps in the floor that got me once, but not a huge deal. So we won, and now we're going to move on to the Crystal Guardian. This boss fight is not different at all. It is just the same as the first iteration, and I'm just going to try and do as much damage there, because it was unlikely I was going to dodge those lasers coming down from the ceiling anyway. Next up is the Soul Master, also no difference. I should be able to no-hit this fight. But the main thing about these sections is that the Lifeblood masks, generally the thing you want to do is you want to practice the earlier fights so that when you get the Lifeblood masks at each hot spring area, you can essentially carry them over to the end when the boss fights are substantially more difficult. Unfortunately, I am a bit sloppy and a bit lazy with dodging, and so I don't normally do that. So the only real benefit that the Lifeblood masks serve me, especially later on, is they're just a free hit that I don't need to expend soul to focus up or to expend to heal back the damage of. Which has its benefits, certainly, because if you don't need to worry about saving up, or if you don't need to worry about using your soul every time, you can save it for when you get lower, and also it takes slightly longer for you to get to that low point. But, for example, for this batch, the Oblobbles are generally the boss fight that causes me to lose my Lifeblood masks, because dodging them is a bit of a difficult task, and I don't generally use spells on them, even though I'm fairly certain you're supposed to, or at least you should. Wow, okay, well, I was just about to say, this fight is generally not the part that gets me. It's usually this part of the fight, when they get angrier and they start shooting faster. But because of the way that this works, thankfully that one just stayed real low and allowed me to whack the crap out of them when I got to that point. Mantis Lords, this one is pretty easy, all things considered. Not super worried about this fight, although it's still fun, and I'm glad that they kept the soundtrack from the main game. They don't do that for a lot of the fights in the Pantheon of Hallownest, but, oh, you thought this was the regular Mantis Lords. Oh ho ho, you sweet summer child. No, no, no. So now all three of them attack you instead of just two, and this becomes much more hectic. Much more fast-paced, and requires a lot more knowledge of the attacks. And I actually got owned pretty regularly the first couple of times that I did this. But I've gotten to a point where if I can't no-hit the fight, I can get really close. So I took a hit there for some reason. I don't even know what I was trying to do. I think I just got caught in an unfortunate location. But all things considered, if you're really in a bad spot, you can just... Oh, that was dumb. You can just use your Shadow Dash to get out of it, like that. Where I was basically just spamming right-click to avoid getting hit by that Scythe attack. Or Boomerang or whatever. So unfortunately, no-hitting this is not going to happen, but that's okay. We're still going to make it through, which is not an issue. And as you can see, when I have beaten each one, they go back. It gets easier and easier as you progress. So as soon as you beat one, the fight gets easier. And then it basically, as soon as you beat one in the second bit, the fight goes back to essentially the second phase of the Mantis Lords in the Mantis Village. So now, for those of you who are wondering why I hate Marmu so much, it's literally because of this arena. The first time I fought it, it wasn't so bad. I mean, it was still pretty awful because of the way that Marmu's bounces don't obey physics in a way that makes sense. But for this one, because the arena is so much smaller, if you hit Marmu into a wall, it'll bounce off and go even faster, and generally it'll bounce in a way that doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, because the walls are all thorns, if you get hit close to a wall, you can just get doubled up on damage by getting hit by Marmu, and then knocked into the thorns to get 2 masks of damage. And you'll notice that I just talked over the Fluke Marm because that boss is an absolute joke, and I was not at all concerned with that one. And you guys have seen that fight. Really, the only thing that you need to do is just stay on one of the closest platforms to it and just smack the crap out of it. If you really want to, you can use the Howling Wraiths or the Abyss Shriek, because that will, for the most part, kill any of the flukes that it spawns. But honestly, that's kind of unnecessary. Also, the Broken Vessel, pretty simple, straightforward, not an issue with that one at all. So we were able to get through that one pretty quickly. Get hit from Galleon, which I really shouldn't be doing. Come on, there we go. Stay low for me, would ya? Alright, I can heal here, because your weird claw arm attack is not gonna hit me. Oh no, that was bad. I taunted Fate clearly, and it didn't go so well for me. Oh man, this is awful. Alright, that was an extremely bad Galleon fight that I really should be doing better at. Next up is Paintmaster Shio. Sometimes I can no-hit this boss fight, sometimes not. It really depends on the particular day and how I'm feeling with dodging moves the way that I'm supposed to, like that one, by simply jumping, or when I'm trying to be slick and just use a Shadow Dash to attempt to dash through that attack without jumping at all. Like that. I repeat, you are not supposed to dodge the attack that way. That requires very precise timing. Doing it too early will cause you to get hit by the later frames of that attack, and doing it too late will cause the dash to simply not proc at all, and you'll just get nailed. Literally. Like that. Well, so that was too early, and I got hit by the later parts of the attack. But all things considered, pretty simple fight. Took me a while to learn, but once you figure out that what each color means, and that he telegraphs the attack by making the brush that color, the fight becomes much easier because you can figure out what he's going to do before he does it. Next up is the Hive Knight. Pretty simple boss. Not super concerned about this one. In my current state, I can actually win this with only staggering it once, because we do just an absolutely ridiculous amount of damage, thanks to the Pure Nail and Fragile Strength combo. Next up is Elder who ranges from really easy to really easy, but also really annoying. Depending on how much he feels like teleporting and doing this attack, where of course he is not on the battlefield, so you can't actually damage him. I've had situations where this fight takes a couple of minutes simply because every single attack, he will just use this attack. He would use it, I've had attempts where he's used it like 5 or 6 times in a row. So, it's pretty awful. It's not hard by any stretch of the imagination, especially with the Shade Cloak, where you can literally just dash through his attacks like I'm showing you that you can. Next up is the Collector. The boss fight is the same, but the enemies that it spawns are higher tier, so it's got the Armored Mosquito instead of the Vengefly, the Primal Aspid instead of the regular Aspid, and the Aspids are the little yellow, orange butt dudes that shoot at you, and the Primal Aspids are the ones that shoot the triple shot at you that I'm really bad at avoiding. And then, of course, we get the Armored Baldurs, and Baldurs are like the hedgehog / roly-poly type enemies. And the armored ones are spiky and will take, and obviously have more health. You will require 2 hits to kill each of those enemies if you are not using the Pure Nail and the Fragile Strength charm. Actually, that's potentially not true. I don't know if you can use the Coiled Nail and the Strength charm, either the Fragile or the Unbreakable, because the stats on them are the same. But I do know that if you are not using the Strength charm, you will not be able to one-hit them. And that actually makes the boss fight kind of difficult, because if you don't dedicate the time to killing the enemies, you can get overrun. And not necessarily like swarm, but it can get a little overwhelming. Next up is Grimm, and as a little note, if you smack him while he's bowing to you, he will scream at you, and he will start off with the inflated agility attack. And to be honest, it's just this attack specifically. And I may do that if I end up doing this again. If by some miracle I first try this, then you guys won't see it, but I have a feeling that's not going to happen because I haven't practiced Nightmare King Grimm in a while, and I also haven't practiced the final boss in a while, so there's a very good chance that I make it all the way to the end and then choke on the last boss fight. I would 100% believe that is something I would do. So we're just going to keep going with Grimm. Grimm is more of an endurance fight than anything. I personally think that the Nightmare King version is more fun because it's harder and it's more involved. And I like the fast pace of it as opposed to this, which feels just too slow. And it also feels like he has way too much health for how easy this boss fight is. But AltaraGuy, if this boss fight is so easy, why are you taking so much damage? Because I'm not taking it that seriously. Like I would for Nightmare King Grimm. Because I pretty much know that I have this fight in the bag, especially at full health, and after the second stagger, I know that he generally only has a couple of hits left, which is exactly what happened there. So I shouldn't have healed up there, because I could have done that in the hot spring, but we're just going to sit in there to get our soul back. Let's see, do I remember the next boss fights? I think the next boss fight is the Enraged Guardian. We've got another God tuner. Sleeping God, we can barely feel thy presence amongst the green left behind. What strength thee once possessed fades beyond time and tune. Do you have a different dream now? Sleeping God, to see thee as thou once existed, with land and dream and devotion, we would give our mind. Well, you need but ask, because that's kind of how it works. Okay, Watcher Knight is next. It's kind of how the infection works. If you want to succumb to it, it's just that simple. Alright, Watcher Knight, pretty straightforward boss fight. You guys have seen this one in the Pantheon of the Night that we just did. I've seen it quite a lot, unfortunately. And while it's not hard to one-shot to no-hit this boss fight, they have a tendency to sneak up on you and do at least one hit that you just simply were not expecting. Because their rolling attack is pretty fast, and if you're focused up on one enemy... Okay, well... then the other one has a tendency to do that, come flying off screen and try and nail you, and I don't appreciate it. So, the bouncing is kind of annoying, especially there when I couldn't have really dodged it in any meaningful way. Oh, that was awful. I could have jumped there, but it's fine. That. We can heal up a couple of times. Yes, we can heal up a couple of times. The game immediately corrected me for considering a couple as 3. Considering that I was net 2 after the end of that. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's that. Not a hard boss fight, just kind of an annoying one. We've got ourselves that taken care of. Next is Umu. And you'll notice that there is not a lower floor, nor is there an acid pool for you to stand on, or for you to swim in. If you fall out of the bottom of the arena, you just take damage and get put right back on the platform in the middle there. So, a little annoying, but all things considered, with the ability to wall jump, it's not really that much of a factor. So we should be able to smack you across there, like so. Silly damage that I should not have taken. But here, that was a stupid decision that did not really work out in the way that I hoped it would. I was sort of hoping to, like, go hit it and then get low and try and bait it back into Ulu, but that did not work out, unfortunately. That did, though. And we'll see if I can... Hey, never mind. We don't need to worry about that. Okay. I got the last hit in right as it was about to become normal size, so that's pretty good. Next is Oh, not Hornet. Okay, next is Nosk, but not the regular Nosk. This is a different version. As another warning, just a warning real quick, this is an arachnophobia trigger, potentially. So for those of you that have it, I would recommend looking away, or putting down your phone, or something like that. And I will let you know when it is free. This boss fight usually takes me about 5 to 6 minutes. So you can pick up your device, whatever, your TV, your phone, whatever, in about that time. So start a timer, and here we go. Hello, Hornet. Not. Yep, seen that before. Except now it flies! And summons these infected balloons, and does like a dash attack. I guess this isn't really arachnophobia, because it's not spider-like this time. But for those of you that were triggered last time, or could have been triggered last time, I realized I didn't put a warning down when I did the regular Nosk fight, which I should have done, and I apologize for that. But fortunately, this boss fight is fairly straightforward. Really, the only tricky part, if you could call it that, is later on now, when it goes up into like the ceiling and it falls down infection. Whereas in the normal boss fight, you could sort of figure out where it was based on the rumbling and the dust coming down from the ceiling. Now you can't. You basically just have to guess and react to where the goop bubbles are coming from, and if you don't do it in time, you take damage. So this is kind of a stupid attack. I don't like it very much, because for the most part, there's some sort of telegraph or way to know exactly what's coming. Even for the harder bosses, there's a way to react. But for this one, it's just kind of random. It's like, are you standing underneath it or not? So I don't like that attack very much. Thankfully, Winged Nosk only knows one mask of damage, so it's not like... Okay, it's not like recovering from that is particularly hard. This fight just takes a little while. Got lucky there that I wasn't standing underneath it. I also got lucky there that I was able to hit the ground in time. Oh, come on. You gotta be getting close now, surely. Oh, how did that hit me? There we go. Alright, sick. So that's that taken care of. Shabam! Okay. Next is Sly. Hello, Sly. This is a boss fight where having the little bit of extra range actually is going to be helpful. Mainly for the nail bouncing here, and for the second phase. So you guys have seen this fight already, so I'm not gonna try and not commentate over it too much. I mean, I suppose I could explain some of the moveset again for those of you that don't remember. Alright, that was close. That was dumb. During the ground slam, if you're close enough, he'll do the upward slash. I can take this time to heal up. Oh, he's gonna cyclone slash me. Oh, that was a lucky dash there at the end. Thankfully, for the most part, his attacks have some sort of delay between when he finishes them and when he starts the next one that you can pretty much punish. Yeah, but like for that one, you may notice that I was far enough away. Okay, that was just bad timing. Ooh, okay. I was far enough away that I didn't trigger the upward slash, or the jump. So now we're back in the dash attack, which I'm going to try and just use my sprint speed to get far enough away from, or just dash through it if I can. That was extremely bad timing. I think he faked me out there. I was trying to get back towards the middle, and it just didn't work out. This is not I mean, I'm not saying it's going badly, but I've definitely done better at this boss fight than I am displaying at this moment. Okay, next up is Hornet, again, the harder version. Whoops. So for this one, I kind of have to focus because I don't want to get owned. We're getting kind of far in at this point. Nope. Okay. That was silly damage. I should not have taken that hit. Come on now. Nope. Okay, you're doing this attack already. That's fine. I should have dashed towards you, but it is what it is. I interrupted your crap attack, which is pretty good for moi. Ow. No, I should not have dashed away from you. That was very lucky that that did not hit me. Come on. I really gotta start doing, like, jump and down slash. Like that. Oh, come on now. How did... Whatever, it's fine. That was bad. Okay, I'll just focus on disarming those, which you can do, obviously, with a simple nail hit. Okay, I'm going to take this opportunity to heal twice. Probably could have healed 3 times, but I just am trying to be safe here, especially since the soul is starting to run out. Okay, but it's fine. We won. We're going to get ourselves another resting point, which we will sit in here. This next one can go either way, depending on how much I suck. That really is the determining factor here. So we've got the Enraged Guardian again. Which, those 2... Oh, come on, iframes. You can do better than that. Oh well, it's fine. You can heal up pretty much to full. I probably could have healed up to full, but it is what it is. Lost pin. Not a hard fight, but something that I need to pay attention to just a little bit. That was extremely lucky that I didn't get hit during that. I absolutely should have. Okay. We'll just get rid of these infected balloons whenever I can. So it gives me an opportunity to heal. That was close. Do you need to be, like, far away from it when it does the ground slam attack to not get hit by the bubbles? I honestly don't know. Like, it just feels like sometimes I get hit by it and sometimes I don't. And I don't know why, but this boss fight isn't that hard, so it's like, it's damage that I'm willing to accept. I mean, I could jump, and that would pretty much cause me to avoid taking damage. Oh, I thought you were going to dash a little farther than that. Oh, I thought you were going to do the ground slam. Okay. We're going to just deal with you. I think I can heal twice. Probably could have healed 3 times, but I thought that jump was going to be that attack. So we're just going to get on this. I mean, I should be getting pretty close to the end of this fight, I think. Oop, easy there. Come on now. Come on, there we go, alright. Let's heal up to full. Nice. I think next is Traitor Lord? No, next is No Eyes. So as you can see, lots more thorns in this arena. Makes it more annoying to do than anything, because there's a pretty good chance if you get hit by an attack, you will get knocked into some thorns and take double damage. Which is just dumb. I don't like that as a design, but... I guess the solution to this is just don't get hit, nerd? I don't know. That was a joke, by the way. Or I was referring to myself, in which case it was also a joke. So, like that, yeah. So, I mean, this fight isn't necessarily hard. It just, there's a lot to focus on, which can get a little annoying. And of course, it's risky to, like, attempt to wall jump on these platforms because many of them have spikes that you do not want to get hit by, because that is damage that will happen regardless of whether or not you have iframes. Okay, I got you there. I'm a little surprised I didn't get hit by either the projectile or the spikes from above there, but it worked out. Got the Traitor Lord again. Not a hard fight, but one that does do one that can do a lot of damage if you're not paying attention, like I wasn't there. Or there. But for the most part, you just want to stay airborne for this fight, because it makes dodging most of the Trader Lord's attacks fairly easy. Ow. There we go. Okay, so I will try and heal back up to full. Thankfully, this boss's death animation takes quite a while. I actually will be able to heal up to full. That's excellent news. Alright, last for this batch, we got the White Defender. Pretty good chance that I'll win this fight, but anything can happen, I suppose. The fight is not hard, and only does 1 mask of damage per hit, which is really the main reason why this boss fight is not that hard. If this boss fight did 2 masks of damage, it would be much more difficult, and I would be forced to take it much more seriously. It's not to say that I don't take this fight seriously, because I can get owned if I'm not paying attention, but there are a lot of opportunities for you to heal and be a little bit reckless with that healing. So, all things considered, this fight is not as unforgiving, I should say, as some of the other ones are. Like the Pure Vessel, for example. That one, not forgiving. This one, not so bad. I'm really only worried about 2 fights. And those fights, well, actually, that's not true. I'm really only worried about 3 fights at the moment. This is, of course, assuming that I'm not going to go all the way and win. So I'm not counting the final boss as a fight that I'm worried about. I am worried about Markoth. I am worried about Nightmare King Grimm. And I am worried about the Pure Vessel. So, I am just going to keep on going. Next up, we got another Godseeker. Oh, tragedy! This majestic god evades our attunement with such ease. We live only to serve the gods, to seek them out. Why does she frustrate us? How does she hide from us? Does she diminish herself by choice? I doubt it. Alright, next up is Soul Tyrant. This one's pretty easy, considering I've gotten a lot of practice. Well, it's not easy, I just have a lot of practice, and I've memorized. The muscle memory for dodging most of these attacks is pretty baked into this, oh dear, this fight. And pretty much the main tell that I rely on here is that whenever there's a long delay between an attack, it usually means that the Soul Tyrant is going to do another attack. And depending on where the Soul Tyrant teleports, that can determine what that attack will be. So for example, if you teleport high in the middle of the arena, it's likely to be a slam. If you teleport high to an edge of an arena, it's likely to be that 6-orb attack. If you teleport low to an end of the arena, it's likely to be that charge attack. And then just spastic teleporting is, of course, the standard 1 cast like this. Of course, that's not a hard and fast rule, because sometimes the teleports happen with minimal delay, which is why I will sometimes take damage. But all things considered, this fight is not that bad. It's also nothing you haven't seen before. So we should be able to get this done. Thought that was going to be a charge. That's a charge. Come on now. We've got to be getting close right now, sure. There we go. Don't even need to heal. This is excellent news. Alright. It's going to be your slams. Go ahead and throw your temper tantrum there, big guy. Do what you're gonna do. Not at all worried. Right. You're gonna start casting at me, which is annoying but acceptable. I shouldn't have taken damage there, but I super shouldn't have taken damage there. But it's fine. It's not like I don't have the soul to fix that back up. Next up, I believe, is the false failed champion, I think? No, next is Markoth. Okay, so you can see, once again, no floor. Makes this fight kind of annoying. Simply because it means that there are fewer areas to dodge to, and there are now 5 platforms instead of 6.
They are mine.
Whoops. So, it is easy to lose track of where you are and end up getting hit by a nail or losing all of your mobility options and falling into the pit below
They are mine.
is not exactly uncommon. Ow. Thankfully, because the Soul Tyrant is the one before this boss fight, generally I have the ability to sort of bank soul beforehand, because I can do that fight without taking too many hits. Although, last one was a bit of an anomaly because I got hit like 3 times at the end, all of which were hits that I really shouldn't have taken. This fight is also going extremely badly. I'm only at 4 masks right now, and I've just reached the halfway point. So this fight could potentially result in a loss. That was extremely stupid damage that I shouldn't have taken. Okay, I have to get aggressive now because I'm out of soul to heal, which is bad. This is very bad. Oh, that was very bad as well. Okay. Just... No. Okay, that was lucky, but that now means that I didn't get a chance to heal, which is not great. Thankfully, I should be able to... no. No, 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 no. Come on, use your spinny... No! Damn it! Okay. Well, now you can kind of see why I was worried about that fight. So, I am going to leave this episode here, I think. Actually, no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping, and I'm going to go finish off the journal. And then I'll leave the episode there. So there's just 2 enemies, and, just like, I don't know, I want to say like 20 or so ones that I haven't fully completed. So I will just cut ahead to when I get those kills and when I get those completions, and then at the end I will slowly scroll through the journal so you guys can pause and read all of the entries as you desire. So I'll see you guys at each kill.
1. Apparently I needed to kill that one, which is pretty nice. And there's 2. Awesome. Okay, so apparently I also need to kill these guys, which I didn't even realize that I needed to do. So we'll just go over this way. So I'm gonna get hit here, but that's okay. Never mind. Alright, there we go. Worth it. There's that done. We just need 1 more of these. And we do. Alright, nice. Forgot we needed to do that. I'll take it. I was on my way back to Salubra to get the final upgrade. My blessing. A special blessing from me to you. You've earned it. Because we got all of the charms. Shabam. My dear, a blessing for you. With your excessive patronage and those startling good looks, you've more than earned it. Okay. Thanks for that, I guess. Received Salubra's blessing, a boon bestowed by charm lover Salubra. Those blessed are followed by beauty and love. Yes. I hope my blessing brings you everything you desire. Don't be a stranger, sweetums. Do you wear a lot of charms at once? It's a lot of fun, isn't it? Mixing and matching them to get the perfect combination. I don't know whether you've noticed, but some charms seem to like each other. Yes. When charms like each other, they shine even brighter and sing even more sweetly. Even more reason to try all sorts of fun and surprising combinations of charms. You'll show me whenever you have a new favorite, right? Dear, dear, I really must hold it together. Must appear calm, but this creature, it is just divine. So what the blessing does is whenever we rest at a bench, like a little ghost will appear above us and will restore soul at a similar rate to being in a hot spring. So that's pretty good, all things considered. Alright, so now we're going to make our way back to Le Crystal Peak. and I will get the kills that I need for that. There we go, so I got 3 of them with that, and that worked out. Alright, there we go. That's that taken care of. There we go. There we go. Light seeds done. There it is. There we go. Alright, nice. There we go. Okay. Oh my god, the light area keeps freaking getting me. I don't understand why. So we've got the shade cloaks, we can go through there. Not even a problem. Whoa. An imprint of abyss given form. And there's the void tendrils, and now we have completed the journal. So, last thing that we're gonna do in this episode is we're gonna go back to Green Path, we're gonna go talk to the hunter, we're gonna get the hunter's mark, which is the reward for unlocking all of the entries in the journal, and then I will scroll through each entry one by one so you guys can pause and read as you so desire. And then I will end this episode here, and the next episode will be the series finale in which we defeat, or we conquer the Pantheon of Hallownest, and we get the final ending of the game. So we'll see you guys at the Hunter's area. So we're back to the Hunter's area, so let's have a look-see at this fella. Hello. Your journal. Let me see it. Yes, yes, the Hunter's journal is complete. You've proven yourself a true hunter, a master of killing, and so with great pleasure I will give you the reward you deserve. Ready to receive reward? Sure am. Whee! Oh snap, it's a boss fight. Not. Can I dream nail you? It is stronger even than me. How does it know? Does it know that? Will it return to hunt me? I hope it tries. Huh, alright then. Hunter's Mark. Taken the Hunter's Mark. A mark of honor belonging to a true hunter. The mark will be kept in the Hunter's Journal. Thank you. You have my mark, and you shall be recognized as one of my rare caste. Fellow hunter, I have nothing else to give you. Alright then. I'm pretty sure there is nothing else in this area. Yeah. Just that. Okay, so we've gotten the Hunter's Mark. So now, all that remains is to complete the Pantheon of Hallownest. So I'll teleport on back to the bench in the King's Station. And I am going to leave this episode here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This was sort of tidying up loose ends and making some progress. We did do a first try at the Pantheon of Hallownest, and we also beat the Pantheon of the Night. So, you know, progress has been made. Stay tuned for the season finale, which will be coming up. I'll release it either tomorrow or the day after. I'm not 100% sure. It depends on how many tries it takes, to be honest. But if you made it to the end of the episode, please consider to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help out the channel, and I lets YouTube know that this is stuff that is worth pushing out to other folks. And if you made it to the end of this episode, hopefully you were able to be entertained. I really do appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch my stuff. It does mean the world to me. And as always, take care of yourselves. Alright, bye.